Hello, hello, all you beautiful people, my beautiful butterflies, watching these videos. Um, Today, when I was decluttering and spring cleaning, but fall edition, I came across this paper from this sort of class I took, and it's called The Poison Parrot. It was from like DBT, CBT type of things. So DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy, and CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. So I'm gonna read to you what the poison parrot is. It's like a story. The poison parrot. Imagine you're given a parrot. This parrot is just a parrot. It doesn't have any knowledge, wisdom, or insight. It's bird-brained after all. It recites things parrot fashion without any understanding or comprehension. It's a parrot. Now, a side note, on a spiritual aspect, bird brained, there are birds that are super intelligent. So bird brained, you know what I mean? I know what they're trying to say, but animals are in no way um not like they don't have animals have knowledge, wisdom, and insight, unlike what that said. However, this particular parrot is a poisoned and poisonous parrot. It is specifically trained, it's been specifically trained to be unhelpful to you, continuously commenting on you and your life and in a way that constantly puts you down, criticizing you. For example, the bus gets stuck in a traffic jam and you arrive at work 5 minutes late. The parrot sits there saying, "There you go again, late. You just can't manage to get there on time, can you? So stupid. If you'd left the house and got the bus earlier, you'd have arrived with loads of time to spare and the boss would be happy. But you, no way. Just can't do it. Useless. Waste of space. Absolutely pathetic. How long would you put up with this abuse before throwing a towel over the cage or getting rid of the parrot?" Yet, we can often put up with the thoughts from this eternal bully for far too long. Decades, decades. We hear that parrot, believe that parrot, and naturally get upset. That then affects the way we live our lives, the way we behave towards others, how we are, what we think about others, what we think about the world, and how we think and feel about ourselves. We can learn to use the antidote. Just notice that parrot and cover the cage. There's that parrot again. I don't have to listen to it. It's just a parrot. Then go and do something else. Put your focus of attention on something other than the parrot. This parrot is poison though, and it won't give up easily. So you'll need to keep that antidote and be persistent in your practice. Eventually, it will get tired of the towel, tired of you not responding. You'll notice it less and less. It might just give up its poison as your antidote overcomes it, or perhaps fly off to wherever poisoned parrots go. And that reminds me of honestly a lot of the readings that I've been doing lately that and also things that have been going on in my personal life. Like I think it has a lot to do with the energies. Like tonight, me and my boyfriend went out on a little like road drive thing, and we got a nice look at the stars. And there's an app on Android. It's like Skywalk 2 or something. I don't know, but you can see the constellations and the planets. And what we thought were stars, I was like, those can't be stars. We saw Mars, we saw Saturn, we saw he saw Uranus and Neptune. I couldn't see them too much, but he saw them through the app, like they were there. Um, or he might have seen them. I don't have my glasses. I need to get more glasses, or a new pair of glasses. But yeah, so saw Mars and Saturn, which is awesome. I got started on the alphabet conversion for the numerology, and I just have to do like the final draft, and then I'm gonna do the video where I show the um, like how to do it yourself, and then I'll show an example for, you know, I don't know. I'll see how it goes from there, but I'm gonna do that. So that's how that's gonna go. And I guess it's kind of like just me vlogging, maybe. Oh, I'll light some Palo Santo because I do that all the time. But before I do that, I went to the store today on my way back home, and they had these incense 8 packs made in India ones for $1 a pack, and I was like, ooh. So I bought 4, and I've never heard of this Koos maybe, and on the box, or at least for this brand here, Sarathi Perfumery Works, Tina Jayanagar, Bangalore, in India. Oh, and it has 1122. Girl, you already know 1122. Those are some master spiritual, higher vibrational numbers there. That's the universe talking to you. So it says, Koos helps in getting a good night's sleep. Tulasi Koos fragrance relaxes the mind and body completely and creates a serene and peaceful atmosphere. And then it has like almost like so it's like a horse-drawn chariot of sorts. Like there's a guy guiding the horses, and then there's this guy just in the back, like, I know there's a name for those kind of things. I just can't remember it now. It's like when I need to remember things, sometimes they don't come to me, and then after the fact, it's like, oh, that's what it's called. It says Kapim Vetiver, and then for export, and it has a lot of different languages on it. There's English. I'm not gonna. I think this is like Arabic. This is just like, I don't know what that is there. This is like Chinese maybe, or one of those. And then that looks like Japanese. And I don't know what that is. But maybe it just says how to say it, like Koos. That's how you say it. I went to this shop today on a little road trip. My short road trip, it's just like a day trip. And there was this really pretty ring and had a fox on it, and I was like, oh, I really want to get it, but I feel like it's impractical because when I put my hands in my pockets, it's probably gonna get caught. And I was like, all right, I'll just leave it. And instead of buying something today, which I normally would do, like I'd go in that shop and buy at least one thing, and I could have, but I decided not to. So then, I don't know. It was nice to walk through though. And then I was like, oh, let me go those earrings. Like, those are in my budget. And I was like, well, every time I get earrings, like, I lose one. And this has been happening to me my whole life. So there's that. Oh, maybe I'm, like, supposed to just wear one. Because I always lose one and the other one just stays there. I gotta pay attention to that. So, I have my Lenormand, this mystical Lenormand, which was gifted to me by my boyfriend, which I feel like I talk or refer to a lot in my videos, but I mean, I just kind of talk. So I'm gonna pull a couple of cards from there and then read from the book, just to get the specific messages for the Lenormand, because I'm not super familiar with Lenormand. It's super pretty. Look, it's like full of angels on the back, guarding like a galaxy. Oh, I have to go downstairs and light a candle because seriously, guys. I mean, if you know, you know. Alright, well, we got 4. First one, I get 33. So in this video thus far, we've had number-wise, numerology number-wise, 1122 here, and then the first card is 33. So it's like How can we get there, you know? Then we have 30, another three, 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 three. Um, Here, this card, it was in reverse, so it came out like this. But I'll just do it upright because it gives me upright meanings. And, or I'll just, whatever. So, I don't mean whatever like that. Ooh, 22. Yo, the energies don't lie. The energy is so real. And I just looked at the timestamp on my thing and it said 10:22. Yo, that ish is cray. And look, I had a dream like you gotta choose. There's a path. You have to choose a path. You have the key. You have attained the key. The key is kind of there, right now, or you've made that movement to get that key, or you're making that movement to get that key. Hold on, let me read these a little more. Oh, this was over here. Okay. And then we have 13, another 3 there. But 1 and 3 is 4, and 4 is about foundations and things like that. We have a dog, loyalty. We have a little fairy eating strawberries, fertility, protection, offerings, and harvesting from those offerings. Fun, joy. I'm getting, a sense of gratefulness for blessings that may have come. Maybe you have some sort of devotion to something or practice or something, and you feel grateful towards that or giving that gratitude. Like for leading on the path, there's like a half fish, a half horse type thing on this card. Almost like it's so interesting. So we have the sun, the moon, I think this is the waning or the waxing moon, I'm not sure. Then we have the sign of Libra, and we have I'm not sure what that is, but it's like the Roman numeral 5 with a little like dash below it. But let me read from the book. I dropped it, the little book. Page sounds. So 33. Key. The key indicates that 100 wait, okay, let's see. The key indicates that something is 100% certain. When asked if something is going to be successful, this card should always be interpreted as a positive reply. 30. Lilies. The lilies stand for family, family life, harmony, and support, but also for sexuality. The fact that this is in reverse could be telling me that maybe you feel some sort of blockage or some sort of disharmony in that sector of life or in those themes, in the family life, harmony, support, sexuality, like maybe sexuality, harmony, support, and like the dynamics that ensues with family and family life, the dynamics of family life that's affected by those things. Then we get to 22. Paths. The paths place you in front of a decision. However, they also express that there are alternatives and ways out, that you have to make a choice. And that you have to make a choice. See, it's like she's walking down the bridge. She still has time, but she sees that there's a fork there. And she has to make the decision. She can't just stand at that crossroads for forever. She's got to either go right or left. Which one are you going to go? You're gonna end up going in the way that's going to bring you this type of energy, this joy, this fruition, this abundance of just like feelings of loyalty and freedom, or like, having what you want. It's a wonderful energy that I'm getting there. So 13 is child. This card symbolizes your own child. It could be like your inner child, you know what I mean, as well. It stands for a new beginning, but it can also express that a matter is small or that a person has a childish, naive disposition. Furthermore, it can stand for children, teenagers, your daughter, your lady lover, or a young woman. Interesting. So I'm going to wrap it up and go to bed because I am pretty darn tired, and I have been up and about all day long. I woke up at 5:55 because my one of my alarm clocks go off at that time, and then I have to get up across the room and turn it off. So then I'm up, and then I'm up for I stayed up for a little bit. I watched the news a little, and then I went to bed. Well, like I fell asleep. You know what I mean? I fell asleep for a couple of hours. Woke up around maybe hour and a half later, and then started my day. And it's been a busy day, but it was a good day. It was great. I watched a little league baseball game. It was so exciting. I loved it. Baseball is awesome. I love watching like in person baseball. The camaraderie is so awesome. It's nice. And it was a really overall positive day, even though my mood wasn't exactly the greatest. So at least I'm pointing out to myself and learning to point out more of the positives that are in my life, because that's what keeps me going, and that's what's gonna I feel like keeps people going. Um, in general, is having that belief, that faith, and in yourself, and seeing the positive things that happen, and doing it over and over again, so that you begin to over that practice begins to override the negative, like immediate, like negative thoughts, like automatic negative thoughts, you know um, because those are like psychology terms, you know what I mean, like cognitive. A lot of the things that I talk about sometimes about breaking patterns, it's about knowing about the what ANTs are: automatic negative thoughts, things that we automatically think because of the way that just our see. It's like if you Google CBT and you look into CBT more, I can even maybe make a chart and things like that. um, you know what, I can draw up a chart so quick, like right here, and just show you. But essentially, it's the belief or the idea, or essentially what it is that your behaviors and your thoughts and your actions. Wait, what is it? Hold on. Thoughts, behaviors, and feelings and actions, because behaviors and actions are the same, and it's a triangle. So I'm gonna do it again because it's super messy, but essentially it's feelings, thoughts, and what did I say? Behaviors, actions. Okay. So I should have put this in a different way. Actually, let me pause it a second and write it big. So I'm not sure how well you can see this. Let me turn on this light over here, see if it's a little better. Sorry if you can hear some laughing in the background. But so it's like this: CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. It's a lot of times you'll see when you take workshops on that, you'll see a triangle, and the triangle is thoughts and so you have feelings. I can't remember exactly which one it is, like thoughts or feelings first, but essentially it's one of these two. So your feelings lead to thoughts, or your thoughts can lead to feelings, because it's vice versa, and those lead to your actions, and then the actions lead to the thoughts that lead to the actions lead to the feelings that lead to the thoughts that lead to the actions that lead to the feelings that lead to the thoughts. So it's like this ping pong, like do 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 inside this little, it's like a ball jumping around in a room. Um, and so it's like learning how to identify the the thoughts, the feelings, the connections between them, and then the and learning how to adapt to the actions and the behaviors that perhaps you want to change, and improving them because of having a better understanding and more awareness about the psychology behind the thoughts and the feelings, and ways to kind of overcome them. So, like I said, some therapies, I mean, honestly, everyone will do it as they can, but you can research online and learn enough on your own that you don't need to necessarily like pay a lot. And I'm not saying, you know, get professional help if you need professional help, if you're feeling, if you need like, mental health services, always do that. Get professional help if you need it. But I'm saying if you want to learn more, and it's good to always try and learn more. I've always loved just soaking information and learning more, because knowledge is power. Um, Knowledge is always power. And so the way that we feel affects the way that we think, and the way that we think affects the way that we act. And so it's like noticing the links and the triggers that cause us to feel this way. So what made me feel this way and have this thought that sometimes are automatic negative thoughts, because it's like things that have to do with how our world was shaped as we grew up, and the core beliefs. It's a lot. It's really extensive, but this is just kind of like basic from what I've learned. Um, and so it's like combating those things. Step number one is is like acknowledging, getting through it, identifying what they are, and then um, pausing and noticing when those moments are happening, and reflecting like, okay, wait, hold on one moment, let me pause. Instead of, let's say for example, say normally someone would bump bump you by accident, right? And you would usually just go off on them, right? Because that's just you get mad, you're like, you have a thought, and then you just like, whoa, and you yell at the person or something. Instead of doing that, take a second to pause. Notice, like, it's like being aware and being mindful of oneself. And it's like noticing, whoa, okay, I feel this way. I feel this thought, or, I think this thought. Let me breathe a moment. What can I do differently other than yell? Can I de escalate the situation? Should I just, is what can I do to just maintain, um, or do a better, just make a better decision, maintain calm? Do I want to de-escalate a situation, or do I want to escalate a situation? Something that may not be necessary. It could have been accidental. Hey, I'm sorry. Like, hey, watch out. And the other person's like, oh, I'm sorry. Or the other person may have already said, hey, I'm sorry. Like, let's say you're in a grocery store and it's, trying to get around. Accidents happen sometimes. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap that up. Please let me know in the comments if you guys want to know more about psychology in the sense of like cognitive, like CBT, DBT, like ways to combat certain things, like maybe just doing, like, showing you basic things about like opposite action, distress tolerance, those type of therapies that are given when you, because I like when you go to like a what's called a partial hospital program, which is like when psychologically you may need to go. It's kind of like going to school, So you're going to course. It's essentially going to class to learn about ways to cope with life in healthier manners or in a healthier way, so that you don't have to keep repeating these things. You learn these techniques and you learn the ones that work for you, because there are so many. You learn the ones that work for you and you implement them. And you keep having faith, hope, and belief in yourself. And if you believe in a higher power in those things too, and you keep trying to have that positive mindset and that silver, like everything has a silver lining. There are blessings in disguise. That positive, optimistic outlook. Yes, be realistic, but having that positive outlook and that belief and faith and like confidence in yourself is what's gonna like drive you forward, and it's literally what can save yourself. And I say this because, like, I know so much of this because I went to those kind of classes for like a long time, like on and off. I had so many courses of taking like those CBT and DBT things that thankfully my insurance covered, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to afford them. That like that just was what it was. But um yeah, so that definitely helped me grow. Some of the other people there would think that I was one of the like mediators, the person running the groups and the classes, and I'm like, no, like I'm here to learn just like you are. um but it's just because I was really invested in bettering myself and getting myself into better alignment, and making improvements and learning about myself, because that's what's driven me my whole life, essentially, on like researching and really reading into a lot of things about psychology, human behavior. I've always been really fascinated with it, and then I was like, it helps me understand myself, and then all those experiences and whatever also helps me really understand better others, better understand others more. And as I grow older and experience more things, that also expands. It's like a correlation. Um, but this is getting pretty long, and I'm sure that um, whoever, if anyone, hopefully, thankfully, one day watches this video, um, thank you for like listening and just watching and supporting. And I hope you all have, or you have a good day, good night. Just be safe, and you know, um, just implement little things day by day that make you feel good and are self care. Alright, guys, well, peace, namaste, be out, till later.